Everything is hidden inside and it needs to come out one way or another. Everybody needs to identify, and if you do, you'll be more free in the community you live in.
Jura, do we have this on tape? Everything is recording, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I will use this. Welcome to the very first episode of Fetish Talks, and I'm your host Mike. My co-host today to represent all the non-fetishists, Benji.
Hi, I'm Benji. My husband and I own the oldest gay bar in Brussels, La Reserve. Excited to be here.
Then buckle up. So let's go and dive into the truly beautiful world of fetish. We couldn't start this without Sammy. Sammy is the new owner of the Boots. Tell us how you got your first feet into the fetish scene.
My first seating in the fetish scene was like, curious about new things. Just sex in the bedroom was boring. I was like, okay, is this it? So starting to look at some interesting things like ropes, and eventually, it came to something like all people were like, okay, you need to try to do this and this and this. And then eventually they were like, at the age of 21, 22, was like, okay, good. Where can I go? Yeah, you can go there. And I was like, okay, let's go. And first time I walked into the Boots was like, okay, and now what I do? And I had the best night of my life. So, and they were like, okay, you need harness, you need this. I was like, okay, let's go. So that was my first experience. I got guided into the fetishing by older people that told me, you need to do this. And my first harness was a present of mom and dad, so it was easy for me.
A lot of people lately are accidentally stumbling into the scene. Do you think it's true?
You cannot accidentally stumble into the scene. That doesn't exist. The only thing accidentally will happen is when you go to a pride and there was something like a Boots or Crisco's or chaps walking along and people are interesting to see what's that about. That's stumbling into fetish. But saying, I was invited to a party and there was like a lot of people in leather and rubber and I was stumbled in, no, that doesn't happen.
What about you, Benji? What's your experience with the fetish scene?
Before we owned the bar, actually, we would come here and once a month we have a fetish meetup on the first Monday of each month, and that's kind of how I stumbled into it, kind of in a way, to walk in and see like puppies on the ground and guys in leather and stuff like that. That's how I first started getting into it.
What is the benefit of self-expressing in the fetish world?
If you express yourself, you'll be more free, you'll be more you. Everything is hidden inside and it needs to come out one way or another. Making movies, drawing chalk. Some people do it through fetish. Like you personalize your hood. Why? Self-expression.
A little bit.
There we go. If you see now self-expression in the fetish community, some people try to be original and others copy them. Like me, there were a lot of puppies. I was like, okay, puppy is fun, but I'm missing something. Then I got pushed into pony play and I was like, okay, this is something new, this is something fun. So, and you express yourself in your fetish, which is normal. Why do you pick red?
It's one of my favorite colors.
There you go. Why do I choose red and yellow?
Because you're a bumblebee? Or a wasp?
I don't,
no, sorry.
I don't sting that hard, trust me. No, but it's self-expression. Everybody needs to identify, and if you do, you'll be more free in the community you live in.
So you advocate that everybody should be free and express themselves
as they want to be.
And for you, do you think it is okay and normal to wear your fetish costumes, like being dressed in rubber, for example, on the street?
Why not?
I totally agree with that. Like the whole self-expression thing, I'm there for it. You know, it's also nice to see people that are also expressing themselves. You have a community that you can do that. I love it.
Because it was a movement for Antwerp Pride, if I remember correctly, that some people were saying keep fetish at home. Fetish is not done during the Pride.
Yes, but they need to remember one thing. The movement started with the fetish people. Back in the 80s, when it all started, it was the bars that came outside and protested. It was the fetish scene that came outside and protested. Bikers, lesbians, even street workers. So that started the movement. And then say we don't belong. If you see in Antwerp Pride this year, the Boots had its struck again. And we were the biggest. There were 110 delegations. We were the biggest with 200 followers behind the truck. So we belong. Either way.
And what about your bar, La Reserve? How are fetishes welcome here? Are they welcome?
Oh yes, yes. We love fetish groups. We have lots of parties, and I just love that we're still like a classic bar. So you have a mix of people that aren't into fetish, but then when you see them come in, we all kind of mix together. It's really nice.
It seems a bit like the Boots. A fetish bar and La Reserve, a classic old gay bar, are miles apart from each other.
No.
But in the end, it seems.
If you draw the line, you'll see we divide, we come together, we divide, we come together, and in the end, there's not much difference except at my bar, you can have sex, at his bar, you cannot. That's the only difference. And the rest, some people come in jeans and just black t-shirt, others full leather, full rubber, and they mix well together because people are interesting. And the same thing happens here. If you mix the two crowds together, you get a nice atmosphere and a nice vibe.
What's it like to run a fetish bar? It is different from, say, running a classic gay bar.
Not so much. If you run it strictly as a bar, that doesn't work. You need to know your people, you need to know your regular customers, you need to remember what you talked about last time. So it's the same. You build up a relationship with your customers. And if you just sit at a fetish bar, like, okay, cell phone, looking at the wall, it doesn't work.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it sounds like exactly what we try to do here. Yeah.
I don't think we're much apart from that.
What I find the biggest difference is the music.
No.
If I hear, for example, there are some disco nights where people are really dancing.
We're working on that, so keep in mind. There
Okay.
will be back to the retros 2000 and nils. Normally in cruising bars they're like techno, deep house and all that stuff. Fine by me for a Saturday or something like that, but for a Sunday or a Monday I'm willing to dance to back to the nillies 90s, welcome to the 60s disco, and let's go to take the vibe of past years.
Jared, we have this on tape. Everything is recording, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I will use this. Okay, what about team nights? Like, what are the team nights in a fetish bar? What team nights do you have here in La Reserve?
Well, for us, we just have like some parties, things like that. Like we have a Halloween party coming up. We have like the fetish meetups that we do each month. We're actually going to have a cigar and leather meetup coming up soon.
Okay, that will be coming
Keep
up
me
soon.
posted for that one.
Yes, yeah.
It's when you have the Mr. Fetish Boots selection.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
But
I know.
ask nicely. And what about you? Sammy?
Ooh, every week the team changes.
Oh wow! So like, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah, every week we have another team. Like we have feasting weekend. So Friday to Sunday it's feasting.
yeah.
The week after, we have Black Leather, Black Rubber, we have Water Sports Nights, we have, let's see, what do we have? Dark Orgy, Horse Fair, Hanky Code.
What's a horse fair?
Horse Fair.
Okay.
Horse Fair is a very not unique concept, but in every country there is one venue that organizes it.
Yeah.
And it's like bottoms are mares,
Okay.
tops are stallions.
Okay,
So
yeah.
the mares come in early.
Mm-hmm.
They get an explanation what is about to happen, what to do. There are stable masters present to check everybody keeps it according to the rules. Half an hour later, the stallions enter. Then they will get the same explanation what can, what cannot. And then they are loosed upon the mares. So, and they were like, everybody's blindfolded
Okay.
except the stallions.
Yeah.
And as mare, you cannot refuse a stallion. So, but you can't see them.
Yeah.
Welcome to Horse Fair.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
And we try to think up new themes like now Thursday 31 October it's diapers, but we are trying to start corner time. And that means full ABDL, no sex allowed except rigging. And the cellar will be transformed into a little children's playroom. We try to think of new themes, but Halloween party, no.
No.
So we have a Halloween party and then we have a horse fair.
Yeah.
It's always good to have a way to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
You have the cigar event on the 8th, and I remember you have the Mr. Fetish Boots election.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit more about Fetish Boots this year?
Well, Mr. Fetish Boots is someone who is representing the bar, not specifically in my bar. So normal people think, okay, he needs to be at your bar. No, he needs to be somewhere else, not my bar. He needs to check up on me regularly, but he doesn't have any obligations except be at the Mr. Puppy Boots election to show his support and be at Antwerp Pride. The rest for me is not obligated, but he will get travel funds from the boots. He will get a prize from Mr. B. He will get a special photo shoot from Master Fred. So everywhere he goes, he's supported by the boots. My definition of an election is, okay, you choose someone to represent you.
Like an
But-
ambassador.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but don't force them. It needs to be fun. If you saw the Puppy Boots election, how many contestants did I had? I was like,
12?
yeah, something like that. And I
It was
was
very
like,
funny this year.
yeah, but you need to make it fun. Let's get one rule straight with my bar. What happens in the boots stays in the boots and stays behind those black doors.
Things that you can say, of course, like innocent stuff that happens.
Innocent stuff.
Yes, I know it happens also.
There doesn't happen.
I'm visiting it. Those who have at least one innocent puppy girl.
If you're talking about yourself, new.
No, I'm talking about my boyfriend.
Also no.
My imaginary self.
That's even worse than your puppy soul.
It's time for our myth busting segment. But the first one is fetish parties are only for hardcore participants
False.
and beginners won't feel welcome.
False.
Okay, can you elaborate a bit
Yeah.
on it?
It's a mixture of both. You have advanced people and you have beginners. In the fetish community, the advanced peoples will always support the beginners. In the future, we have Fetish Lab, and that is especially for beginners. We have advanced masters who were going to be there, bondage, vacuum belt, electroplay, who shows the newcomers what to do and what not to do. So if you go to a fetish event and you think, okay, it's all hardcore people and advanced, I'm not welcome, try it. And if you see something you like and you want information about it or how do you do something, the advanced people will always tell you, okay, I will show you. If you don't understand, I will show it again and I will explain what to do and what not to do. You're rarely going to have a no, except if they are engaged in play. Then you don't disturb. Then you just watch and wait till the session is over, and then you can intervene. But otherwise, no. But it's a false conception.
That's good to hear, because I imagine some people would think that it's rather intimidating going the first time.
The first time is very intimidating. That's why we also organize Fetish Lab. It's not going to be as dark as the normal fetish party, so more light that you can see what you are doing. Also, younger teams are young and naughty, so the lights will go a little bit brighter, so you can see how the venue really is without being pitch dark. So you get comfortable.
That's really awesome. You guys have that, though.
Yeah. And I know the stories from past years. Oh, you need to watch out. It's a hardcore fetish bar. Yes, we are a hardcore fetish bar. But the play is much softer than, the dark, how do you call it? The dog doesn't bite as hard as he barks.
Then you already debunked the third question, which was, is it dangerous to go to a fetish bar?
No.
Yeah, you already debunked.
No, I think you'll be more safer in a fetish bar than playing on a private party. Because on a private party, when something happens, people tend to put their tail between their legs and move out. In a fetish bar, there are a lot of people, and if they see dangerous play, they will intervene, and if they do not dare, they come to the bar and tell us, okay, there is something dangerous going on, go watch. And I also have security people running around with lights, and if you see a white light, you need to move.
Here's another. Everyone in the fetish scene is into BDSM.
No.
Fetish scene doesn't mean BDSM, because this is a misconception I've heard so many times.
Yes.
Oh, you're a fetishist. BDSM.
No. BDSM is a role play. Not everybody is into that role play.
If you're in the fetish scene, you're in the fetish scene 24/7.
No. It can be, but those are different rules.
Oh, so you're not working in a neighborhood supermarket in latex all the time when you go shopping? Latex and pony play good.
I did it a few times. So and people don't, how do you say it? People don't react anymore because they know me. Some people react like, and if they don't want to watch me turn around and face the other way. Not my problem. But you can be 24/7 if you're a 24/7 slave or master. Yes, there are other rules to that, but normally, no.
I wonder sometimes if it is passion or if it is something else. Can you be pushed into it more than you would want to?
No. If it's inside you, it will eventually come out, as same as before I said. If it's inside you, it will come out. But if you are pushed into it and it's like pushing into someone into a bad relationship. It doesn't last. It may continue 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, but it doesn't last. So if it's in you and it lasted, then it's really you, but being pushed into it.
So you're saying if it doesn't feel good, if it feels wrong, step back.
Step back.
Well, then now it's time to have some fun with a game I like to call This or That. So, Sammy, I'm going to throw some rapid fire questions.
Yes.
And you've got to choose between two options.
Okay.
And it's the same for you.
Oh boy. Okay.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Leather of latex.
Latex.
Leather.
Why?
It's a second skin.
I just think leather looks hot.
Spanking or restraints?
The restraints.
I haven't really done either, so maybe restraints. I'll go with that.
Whips or handcuffs?
Handcuffs.
Whips.
I think it'd be fun to be handcuffed.
Okay, this is a hard one, so you need to be careful. It's a long question. So,
Okay.
socks on or socks off during sex?
First on, then off. And I don't like clean socks, I like dirty socks. So. Yeah, they can stay on, but eventually they need to come off. I like to play with them and then take them off.
I hope not put them in the mouth of someone.
Yeah, sure. If it screams too hard, why not?
Paddles or floggers?
Paddles. Paddles is a spanking tool leather strap.
Okay.
Floggers are like very fine
Like
leather
a tassel
straps,
kind of thing?
so you can rotate them. So clack, 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 clack. It's like a whip, but with more motion, and it's not meant to. How do you say it? Spank really hard, but to give a constant, like someone is pinching you,
Okay.
but then in constant motion.
And the last chapter is also with a few questions where you both have to answer.
Okay.
And the first question is it ever okay to use pickup lines at a fetish event? If so, what's the worst one you've heard?
Why do you need a pickup line? A pickup line? No, because my venue, it's more of a dark room. You have dark room rules that someone slightly, and they don't look back. Don't engage. If they look back, they're like, okay, and they give a little nod, you can follow and see what happens. But in the dark room, you're not gonna say, hey, I fancy your ass, let's go. No.
Yeah, there was one I heard like a year ago, and it was you're like my pinky toe, because later on when I'm drunk, I'll probably bang you on the coffee table. That was a pretty bad one. That kind of stuck with me though. I was like, smart, but also ugh.
Like on the coffee table.
That's too low.
It needs to be very sturdy.
That's what I need to remember.
What's the weirdest safe word you ever heard?
Oh, the phrase of Mary Poppins. I was like, oh fuck no.
Oh gosh, that's a lot to say for a
Yeah.
safe word.
For a safe word, yeah, but I was running around in the venue cleaning up, seeing everything was straight on it. And I was like, okay, and I heard the shout out. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, what the hell was that? So I knew which people were in that cabin. I was like, okay, I need to ask what was that about. And they came downstairs and I was like, what the hell was that? Oh, that's how safe word. I was like, but never use stop as a safe word. That doesn't work.
That's a good.
Always use something non-sexual,
Mm-hmm.
because if you're into heavy play or something like that, and you know, submission, domination, yada yada yada, and you're like, oh no, stop, oh no, yeah.
I didn't think about that before. That makes sense. Though,
Yeah,
to
don't
use
use
a non-sexual word.
Non-sexual
as your-
words like cake or ball or blue, something like that. So
Okay, and the last one from this series. What's the biggest misconception about running a fetish bar?
people think if you run a fetish bar, I'm 24/7 fetish. No, I'm not 24/7 fetish. Am I busy with the bar 24/7? Yes and no. And people think, okay, you are 24/7 present in your fetish bar. No.
That wouldn't be healthy also, to be 24/7 present and
Yeah,
working.
but it's what people think. If you hear people, oh, you're at the Boots, now I'm home. Or you're home? Yeah.
I get that a lot too. I can fully agree with that.
People think you are present 24/7. Can I come over and play? No. Why? Yeah, but you're there. Yeah. Maintenance, cleaning, repairs. Ah, okay. Are you there tomorrow? Maybe. Oh, you don't know? No. People think you are 24/7 present at your bar or working at your bar. And I was like, no.
And that's even with a bar like yours, which is open now 4 days per week,
Yeah.
because it's starting being open also on Mondays.
Yes, correctly.
And what about a bar being open 7 days a week?
Yeah,
Because now
it's-
it's also open on Wednesday.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's good. We love being able to service everyone, and be here. But yeah, sometimes it is a little overwhelming to get a text message and be like, "Why aren't you here?" I'm like, "Because I have to have a day off."
Yeah,
like
correct. I was like, okay, 7-7 is a little bit much, no?
Well, we have really good staff now that
Okay.
can help take over some days. I do have a day off here and there, kind of thing. So
Yeah, but when you have a day off, you're not having a day off.
no, I'm running and doing stuff, getting things ready for the bar, or I'm here at the bar doing something. So.
Know the feeling?
It's been great to meet you.
Likewise.
And I like learning everything. It's really cool.
In the end, this is what Fetish Talks wants to be about, exploring in a good way how to
Positive
respect
way.
their boundaries and where they can do that. Now in Belgium, for example, we'll see what will be in the future. So, alright everyone, that's all for our first episode of Fetish Talks. We hope you enjoyed it and maybe learned something new. Stay tuned for the next episode when we'll try to go even deeper into the world of fetishes. I don't know if that's possible after Sammy, but we will try, we'll do our best.
Yeah, well,
Well, maybe we'll get Benji to try some rope work or speaking for the next episode. Also, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe. And remember, stay curious. And if you support us, you'll find links with our t-shirt shop, with our Patreon page, links to the boots, and links to La Reserve. And yeah, stay curious and enjoy. Thank you.
what, no drinking on camera? Oh, come on.
Please.
Giving a good example. Take coffee.
Oh,
Thanks.
I've got plenty.
My response or yeah.
It's when you have the Mr. Fetish Boots selection.
Oh fuck me.
Yeah.
But
I know.
ask nicely.